Welcome to our video. This is what we are going to discuss today. Tips of a successful beef farming. These are the things that you should know while starting beef farming. One of them is consider the location. Consider the location. You cannot set up a beef farming structure or investment where you'll need more than 300 kilometers to reach the market or to reach the buyers, to reach where you're going to sell your animals. So consider the location. Remember, it is better you fetch your animals from very many kilometers, like 4 kilometers to reach your farm, but never ever sell your animals in a, okay, your market should not be many kilometers from your farm. So location is something that you need to consider it very, very much. Because if you are near the market, it will be cheaper for you to sell your animals. So consider the location of where your farm is located with the market, be it slaughterhouses, be it anything. Make sure you are near the market. You are near where? Near what? Near the market. So location is something you need to consider. Secondly, you need to consider how you're going to feed these cattle. So feeding of these cattle is something also you need to consider. Apart from the location, also feeds. When you base mostly in buying feeds that you're going to feed your animals, your cost of your production cost will be high. So consider feed. The best way you can do to lower the cost of this production under feeds is via growing your own crops, growing your own fodder, making your own feeds. By doing that, you'll be lowering the cost of production. So location. Secondly, we have talked about feeds of these animals. Another thing is choose the right breed. Choose the right breed. By choosing the right breed, there it will depend with the level or the amount of money you have. You can decide, I will farm with Sahiwal, I will farm with Simmental, I will farm with Boran, I will farm with Zebu. So choosing the right or the best breed there will depend with your level or your pocket, but advisably go for Sahiwal. They do very, very much okay. They have a good return. Sahiwals, they have a bigger structure and they can give you very, very much space for meat production. Another thing is separate the cattle. Separate cattle. When I talk about separation of these cattle, you know, in some other areas or in some big ranches, you find they rear beef animals, they don't consider the gender. So if your beef farming setup, it has both female and male animals together, you have to consider breeding. Have to consider what? Have to consider breeding. That you'll do by separating these animals. Yeah. So separate the male animals to graze differently, the female to graze differently. There you have separated the cases of production will be minimal because you'll so because only you'll have a herd that will be for production, but the ones that you have set aside for meat just don't interact female and male together. It's for them now to maintain or concentrate in meat, not in the other area. Maybe yeah. Another thing is water. You have to provide clean water to your animals. Water is an essential thing or is an essential element when it comes to general feeding of all animals. Or okay, any living thing requires water. So water is an essential thing and is among the tips you need to have in your farm when venturing into beef farming or any other types of farming. Water is necessary. Another thing is feed analysis, or you can be okay. Assuming you are feeding animals, these are feeds from the market. You have to take them to the laboratories for them to be analyzed, for you to know if you are feeding your animals just to make them satisfied, or you are feeding quality feeds. Remember, when you feed your animals on a high quality feeds, the outcomes they are also good. So waste in, waste out. Waste in, waste out. So if you feed your animals low, poor quality feeds, the return is also very, very much lower. So we have to check on feed analysis. Take your feed to the laboratories to be analyzed, and you'll be given the components of each feeds you are giving. Protein, carbohydrates, energy, fiber. You will be categorized your feeds. So you'll be knowing the amount of protein you are feeding your animal, energy, fiber, everything you'll know. So feed analyzation is a good thing to do when it comes to beef farming, mostly specifically finishing stage. Consider taking your feed to the laboratories to be monitored for easy knowing what you are giving to animal. Another thing is monitor weight gain. Monitor weight gain. Weight gain mostly should monitor it either, okay, assuming your animals from the market, once they reached your farm, you did what? You weighed this animal, you weighed individual animal, you took the weights of each individual animals. You give them ear tagging, you deworm them. You have the record of this animal the day it arrived in your shamba, in your farm, in your pens. If you have that record, so weight monitoring will be easy for you because you have the identification of each animal. Assuming you'll be taking weights of your bulls every month, every 1 week, after 2 weeks. So according to your regime, or according to the way you design, be it weekly, after 2 weeks, monthly, when you take these animals' weight for this week, next week, you'll know the progress of your farm. So weight taking or weight should be, you should take animals' weight to know if you're doing business or you're making loss. So weight should be monitored to see the gain of each individual animals. The ones that they have poor gain, those are the first one that you need to cull them, or you need to start selling them. The ones that have poor weight gain, start with those ones. Remain the ones that are gaining more kgs. Yeah, some can gain 0.5 kg a day. Some can gain 0.8, 0.9, 1.5, even 2 kg a day. So start with the ones that are gaining low weights, sell them or cull them, remain the good stock that will give you good return. Another thing is record. Have you talked about record? I'm thinking like in every video, you should talk about record. Record is the main, record is the tool that will guide you in your business, in any type of business that you are going to do in this world. Record keeping is the essential thing in all business. Even in agriculture nowadays, even in farming, records should be kept. You know the date, if it is maize, the day you planted maize, the drugs you used, fertilizers, labor, record. So record keeping should be done, and should be done under high supervision, and should be very, very much accurate for you to prosper in beef farming. Lastly, we talk about health. Have also been talking about health. Health of the animals is another thing that should be checked on. Very, very much important. Health of these animals, it should be the fastest thing every day you wake up, every day you visit your farm. The health of animals should be checked. You should know the health of your herd for you to lower the costs of treating these animals, cost of maintaining them. So health should also be checked on. That's the video for today. Thank you for your time.